Have you ever met someone who seems quiet on the surface, but incredibly rich on the inside? Someone who pauses before speaking, asks thoughtful questions, and seems to live partly in a world of ideas. These are often deep thinkers. Deep thinkers don't just experience life, they analyze it, question it, and search for meaning beneath the obvious. In today's fast-paced, surface-level world, deep thinkers can feel rare, misunderstood, or even out of place. Yet their way of thinking plays a crucial role in creativity, innovation, emotional intelligence, and personal growth. Understanding the psychology of people who are deep thinkers helps us better understand how the human mind processes meaning, emotion, and complexity. Deep thinking is not simply about being intelligent. Psychologically, deep thinkers are individuals who naturally engage in introspective thinking, analytical thinking, and abstract reasoning. They don't accept information at face value. Instead, they ask why things happen, how systems work, and what experiences truly mean. Their minds are drawn toward depth rather than surface-level explanations. A defining characteristic of deep thinkers is their rich inner world. Silence for them is not emptiness, it is a mental space filled with thoughts, reflections, and emotional processing. They replay conversations, examine their reactions, and imagine alternative outcomes. This mental depth is closely linked to self-awareness and emotional intelligence. While they may appear quiet or distant externally, internally they are deeply engaged with life. One of the most common traits associated with deep thinkers is overthinking. From a psychological perspective, overthinking is not a flaw, but a side effect of a mind that naturally analyzes everything. Deep thinkers revisit decisions, question their own thoughts, and explore multiple possibilities before taking action. This allows for careful judgment and insight, but it can also lead to mental exhaustion and anxiety when the mind struggles to shut down. Emotional depth is another major trait of deep thinkers. They don't just feel emotions, they analyze them. They want to understand why they feel a certain way and what that feeling says about them or the situation. This emotional sensitivity allows them to empathize deeply with others and form strong emotional connections. At the same time, it can make them more vulnerable to emotional overwhelm, stress, and disappointment. Deep thinkers are often misunderstood because their way of processing the world doesn't align with society's preference for speed and instant responses. They take time to think before speaking, observe more than they react, and choose words carefully. As a result, they may be labeled as quiet, distant, or slow, even though their minds are constantly active. This misunderstanding can lead to feelings of isolation or being unseen. Creativity and innovation are natural strengths of deep thinkers. Their minds are skilled at connecting ideas, recognizing patterns, and thinking beyond conventional boundaries. Many artists, writers, philosophers, and innovators throughout history were deep thinkers who spent long periods reflecting, questioning, and imagining. Their creativity often comes from their ability to see meaning where others see simplicity. Solitude plays an essential role in the psychological well-being of deep thinkers. They need alone time not because they dislike people, but because solitude allows their minds to organize thoughts and process emotions. Without time alone, they may feel mentally cluttered or emotionally drained. For deep thinkers, solitude is not loneliness, it is restoration. A strong desire to understand meaning is central to the psychology of deep thinkers. They are rarely satisfied with surface-level answers about success, happiness, or life itself. They question social norms, personal identity, and the deeper purpose behind everyday actions. This meaning-seeking behavior can lead to personal growth, wisdom, and philosophical insight, but it can also bring moments of existential doubt or feeling disconnected from mainstream culture. Despite their challenges, deep thinkers possess powerful psychological strengths. They tend to have high self-awareness, a strong moral compass, deep empathy, and the ability to make thoughtful, long-term decisions.
Their insights may not always be immediate, but they are often impactful and lasting. However, deep thinking becomes unhealthy when it turns into constant rumination. Mental exhaustion, decision paralysis, and excessive self-criticism are common struggles. Psychologically, balance is essential. When deep thinkers learn to ground their thoughts in action and practice mental boundaries, their depth becomes a source of growth rather than stress. Deep thinkers see the world differently, not better or worse, just deeper. Their minds are designed to explore meaning, understand emotions, and uncover hidden connections. While their depth can sometimes feel heavy, it is also their greatest strength. If you are a deep thinker, remember that your way of thinking is not a weakness, it is a gift that needs care, balance, and expression. If this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Are you a deep thinker, or do you know someone who is? Share your thoughts, engage with the discussion, and continue exploring the fascinating world of human psychology.